morning or afternoon, I learned that some of you have different schedules than me. I never knew that. And you watch this later. I love it. As long as you're watching and you're enjoying it and you're learning from it. This is the time of day I get to do it. So, morning. What'd you dream about? On the note of what did you dream about, I've had some people ask me or comment to me that they don't dream or they don't remember their dreams, because I try to remind them that everybody dreams. I'm pretty sure that's the truth. I can do some research on it, but I believe that when I did research a long time ago on dreams, that everybody dreams. It's how you position your mind and your body that helps you remember it. I'm sorry about clearing the throat. It's early. But I can, and I don't want to go into too much detail and take a lot of your time with that, but I can tell you this. It's like any muscle. You need to work on it and flex it to make it grow. So if you want to remember your dreams, plan to remember your dreams before you go to sleep. Lay down and consciously think, all right, tonight I'm going to have great dreams about this, or I would love to dream about that. And then let it go. Don't have expectations. But in the morning, make sure you slow down. Slow down. When you wake up, don't just jump out of bed and start running. You will forget your dreams, mostly. All right. So that's the first step that we do in the mornings, right? How about your next step? Your gratitude statement. I've got some good ones this morning. Again, if you use the same one every morning, that's okay. It really is. And I always, on my wall in my room, we have a little chalkboard that we bought. We found at some home store. I can't remember. It says, "We are thankful for," and you get to write on there with chalk and erase it and put different things on there. And I just wrote it in chalk and stuck it up on the wall, and we've left it there. And, I'll tell you, we're grateful for our family, our love, my wife and I. We're grateful for each other for sure. And we're grateful for our health. I said that probably. We're grateful for a couple other things. And she wrote on there, she's grateful for my butt. I don't know. I think I wrote it on there. Anyway, those are consistent. Those are consistent. Every morning I roll over and make sure that, that conscious decision, and it's not a hard decision to make, but I have a conscious decision every day to wake up and be a great husband, to be a great friend, to be a great father, to be a great teacher, to be a great person. These are conscious decisions every day. To be the friend, the father, the husband, the lover. These are, you wake up every day and you choose. I do, to do these things. And I'm grateful for the awareness of that choice and the ability to choose it and enjoy it. So I hope you have your gratitude statement going on. Now, as we head into the weekend, I know it's Wednesday and you guys are thinking, oh, it's just hump day. No, for me, we're headed into the weekend. I try and stay ahead of not only my competition, which is me. I know that's kind of a weird thing to say, but as a business owner, I try to, and I'm not really a competitive person. I don't want to put other people out of business. That's not how I do business. I improve upon myself one day at a time. I lay one brick at a time until the building is built as perfect as it can be, to paraphrase Will Smith. But I'm ahead of the curve. If I don't get ahead of the curve, I find I'm behind the curve. So Wednesday today for me, we're headed into the weekend. I want you to just put this hat on and play with it for a minute and see how it works for you. So on Wednesday, I want you to plan to succeed for the weekend. Let me say that again. Today is Wednesday. I know if you're watching this on another day or whatever, you can start today. It doesn't have to be Wednesday for you. You can plan today, whatever it is, to be successful to the weekend. Why did I choose the weekend? Well, for me, on the weekends, the last couple of weekends, I have sabotaged my personal growth, my success. So today, I'm looking forward to the weekend to take control of that. If you're challenged by your competition, let's say you're a pro basketball player, or a professional baseball player, or a professional football player, you have a challenge across the field, across the court, on the diamond, right? So you wake up knowing you're going to be challenged by an individual, a group of individuals, a whole team. a whole town, if you're somebody else's city or state or whatever, they're going to be challenging you and wanting you to do bad so that they can do better, right? Well, for me, I have this challenge on this weekend. What's my challenge? My challenge is to not fall into the old habits, to not allow myself to settle for less than I feel I'm worthy of or to deserve. So this weekend's coming up. Same type of weekend as last time. I get to sing 2 amazing shows with the Journey Tribute Band. I can't wait to go down and perform for these people. I can't wait to change their states with not my music, with Steve Perry and Journey's music, right? It's fun. It's great. There's a connection. With it comes certain anchors. We're going to talk about anchors. And those anchors have driven me to do things that are out of my current personality types, my current wishes. So my action plan is not to eliminate those things. Now, this is what I want you to work on. For your action, I don't care what it is. I want it to be big enough to motivate you. Okay, so your goal, your plan of action for the weekend, I want it to be big enough to motivate you. It can be you're going to do something, you're going to change something, you're going to clean something, you're going to learn something, you're going to change somebody's life in a good way. Okay, so make your action plan big enough to motivate you, simple enough to follow, clear enough to recognize. And when I say clear enough to recognize, what I want you to be is you need to make it clear enough to see it, to feel it, and to recognize it when you achieve it. So what I would like you not to do is, if you're changing something like I am, don't focus on what it is you want to change. Don't focus on, well, this weekend I don't want to eat bad. This weekend I'm not going to drink soda. Okay? If you focus on what you don't want, you will get more energy of the things you don't want. I've said this before. Where focus goes, energy flows. That's a a coined phrase by another person, and I love their statements, but it's a truth. Where focus goes, energy flows. If you focus on what you don't want more than what you want, you'll get more of what you don't want. It's a truth. Trust me. So for me, I will not be focusing on, I don't want to eat bad. I don't want to drink Dr. Pepper. I don't want to, lose sleep. These are things I'm not going to focus on. What I'm going to focus on is today, to combat the meals, I'm prepping my meals. I'm making 4 or 5 pounds of chicken again today on the grill. I'll set it up, cut it up, prep it for the weekend. And then when I go, I'm taking it with me. I won't be stopping at little restaurants or little fast food places because they're convenient. They're on the way and I'm running late. I will make more time to make sure that those things are taken care of. Will I miss my workouts? No, I'm not going to focus on not working out. I'm going to focus on what types of workouts can I do while I'm traveling. Okay. So for your action plan, what I want you to do is pick something big enough to motivate you, make it simple enough to follow and clear enough to see, and then focus on the benefits of doing what it is you want to do. Why the benefits? Well, let me share something with you. When we reach for something, it's generally not what we're reaching for, unless we're really clear about what I'm about to say. It's what we will get from achieving that. Let me help you. A lot of people come to me in my coaching business and they want more money. I understand that, but realistically, it's not the money they want. It's how the money's going to make them feel. It's the things they can do with the money and how that's going to make them feel. Does that make sense? I want to own my own business. Of course you do. Everybody does. You should. Some people are content working for others, and that's a wonderful thing, but it's not the business you really want. I know people that have a business that don't want their businesses anymore. It's the freedom to do what you want, what you think needs to be done, when you want to do it, for the people you want to do, and the way that's going to make you feel. That makes sense? Good. So if we can manage our states of being and our emotions and the way we feel, we can have all of those wonderful feelings right now. Now, wanting more money or wanting to lose weight or wanting your own business all have other reasons and goals that you need to clarify. Don't get me wrong, it's not just about the feelings. It's not. But they all have a purpose. They really do. If you seek it and you're clear on what you're doing and why you want it. Okay. The how is easy. The why is always the most important thing. That goes with anything. Your action plan should state that. Challenge you. Get out a pen and paper, or do it on, I'm old school, do it on your computer, whatever, Google Calendar, whatever you do your stuff on, and make a plan. Remember what I said last time. If you think it, it's a dream. If you speak it, it's a plan. If you schedule it, it's real. And if you show up, it's power. Okay? Good. Also, if you make, I wrote it down, and I want to make sure that you understand this as we move forward. Oh, I know what it is. When you make your action plan, if you make it clear enough and you can measure it and monitor it, you can master it. Remember that? So if you can, like for me, I'm measuring my food. I'm weighing it all out. I know exactly what I have been eating and what I'm going to eat and what it's going to do for my body. This was a trick I learned when I was sick, and I healed myself, helped my body heal itself, was how you look at food. And food is everything. What you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you touch, what you eat. It's all food for your cells, for your body, your soul, right? So you look at what you allow in your body and you understand what it's going to do for you. And when you eat clean, physically put food in your mouth and digest it and stuff, you will learn certain things about your body really quick. I challenge you to do it. And when I say eat clean, it's not a starvation thing. It's we know what's good for us and what's not. You do, and your body will tell you. And when you take the bad stuff out and you start putting good stuff in, and then you put some bad stuff back in, that's when you'll notice it the most. At least I did. So number one today was your action plan. Do it. Let me know how your weekend goes. I will probably miss one of these live feeds this weekend. I can't tell you what day it might be, but I know how the schedule looks and what will be taking place. So I might miss one live. If I do, I'll post how did your action plan go and what was successful and what was not successful. Again, don't focus on the things you don't want. Focus on the things you do want. Got that? Good. All right, let's move forward. And today I got a whole plethora of things that have just popped into my being, my surroundings, and I want to share them with you. I know I should make different videos for each one, but I'm not, because who knows what tomorrow is going to bring, right? So let me go through my notes real quick so I can stay. That was the action plan I wanted to give you. I wrote down for what I was going to cover, action plan, and I wrote, we are one. And I'll share this with you really quick. What I really love about our connection is when you reach out to me and talk to me, whether it's face-to-face, email, a text, or on here, Facebook or Messenger or YouTube, and you tell me how things are going. And one of the most common things I get, and I love this, I really do. Maybe I shouldn't say it. If I do, I'll run past it really quick. What people say is how coincidental it is that what I talk about is exactly what they were thinking, or exactly what they needed to hear, or exactly what they're going through. My wife told me this a long time ago. She said, Jim, you need to do this live thing because of your connectedness with people, and what you talk about has a tendency to touch them and move them in ways that it feels like you're connected. Well, guess what? We're all one. We really are. And I wouldn't trade that for the world. I love this connection between us. I really do. And I'll keep doing the best I can for you as long as I can. I promise. So on that note, I've noticed that relationships are changing. What I mean by that is I consider my relationship with Sarah, my wife, incredible. The love that, and she mentioned this the other day, that she used to only dream about. And when she said it, I was like, wow, yeah, me too. You want it to be real when you don't have it. And then when you find it, it's like, wow. So is that true for you? And I started thinking, is it one, by sharing how we feel about ourselves with others. We're not really private about how much we love each other. We're not, and I don't mean that in a weird way. We we let people know. We work at it. We're not perfect human beings by any means. She's definitely more perfect than I am, but we're perfect for each other. And every day we choose that relationship. We every day. And when we share that with people, I get feedback. People, whether they're telling me that it made a difference or they're just sharing with me how their relationship is. And I've noticed more and more people are stepping up. More and more people are giving more attention to their relationships and the choices they make. Whether that was my doing or not, I don't care. It's happening, and I love it. Okay. And one of the things I notice is there are more couples out there like us than I've ever seen. And I look, and I love it. I love it. And I have people tell me, Jim, you said this, and you said that your life's purpose was to make all of Sarah's dreams come true. And that is my life's purpose. One of the main life purposes, make her world the world she deserves and wants. And somebody said, I made that my new mantra, my new creed from my relationship. And when they did, not to make my wife's dreams come true, to make their wife's dream come true. And when they did, it changed things. And when they forget to do the gratitude statement, or they get running really quick, because a lot of people get up and start moving. That's kind of how we've been conditioned as a society, to get up, just go sometimes. And he forgets that. He says the day doesn't go as well as the previous day, so they make an effort. I love that. And I want to hear from you. Is that happening to you? Have you always been that way? Let me hear from you, okay? Because that feeds my soul, and I love it. And don't just okey doke me and tell me what you think I want to hear. Tell me the hardships too, in private. Don't you have to do it on here, and tell me the struggles that you've worked yourself through. I want to learn about you and people, and how I can help other people too. So if you do that for me, I'd love that. I don't know how much further I should go into this. For sure, maybe tomorrow, probably tomorrow, and maybe Friday morning, I will continue certain parts of what I'm about to say. I'll touch on them today because I want to get them out here. And if they're still real important tomorrow or on my mind, I will definitely go deeper. Okay. So let's talk about this real quick. Your states of being, we've talked about that. The state that you're in at the time actually not controls, but has a lot to do with the way you make decisions, right? If you're grumpy and somebody walks in, how do you treat them? Or if you're happy and somebody walks in, how do you treat them? So our state of being definitely dictates the type of life we live, right? If you can control your states of being, you can, in essence, control your life in your environment. So what state do you live in? I'm talking about Michigan or Arizona, okay? What state of being do you live in? Can you define it? Is it a state of positivity? Remember that? Is it a state of enthusiasm, optimism, hatred, misery, depression? These are all states that you can control. And I know, and I said it before, bless your heart, I know depression's a real thing. I know anxiety is a real thing, but I also know that most people that claim to be depressed or anxious do it to themselves. They do. And you can be pissed at me all you want for saying that, and you can use me as a crutch, and Jim doesn't understand, and he doesn't know, and he'll never know, and bullshit. Excuse my language. Good morning. It's not the truth. I watch people all the time, and what happens is you put it on yourself, and not everybody. There are some people that really, really have issues, or whether it was because they've been drilled to believe it so much that it has become real, or it's actually real. I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you, but what I can tell you about human nature is this. A lot of the people that I meet, that I teach, that I help, they did it to themselves, and they were able to change it. What state do you live in? Where do you want to be? And how can you change it? Well, we'll touch on this again a little bit more tomorrow, but I'll tell you this. We all have anchors. And what is an anchor? Well, an anchor is one of those things you throw off the boat to keep your boat still. Well, sure. Or an anchor is something that snaps, triggers you, or puts you in an emotional state instantly. I use these when I teach my students martial arts, when we're talking about self-defense. You don't walk around looking for trouble. You don't. As a self-defense expert and one of my students, and you become an expert in self-defense when you're my student, you don't walk around looking for it. Why? Seek and you shall find. So you put it on, you keep it there, you train for those emergencies, and then you need an anchor that will put you in the state of immense state of protection. Because when you move from a position of love and you walk around caring enough that every action you have is geared toward improving or making somebody's life better just by being around. And this is the state I wish to live in all the time. And I try. The state of empowerment of others, a state of love. I try to move every action and every thought and every decision from a position of love, or the idea that this will improve or bring value to other people's lives as well as my own. So when you live like that and somebody attacks you, it's hard to move from love. Oh, I understand why you punched me in the mouth because you were brought up wrong, or you had a hard childhood, or you're suffering in this way. No, I'm sorry. You can do that if you want to, and I'm not telling you how to live, but we create anchors that put us into a state of being that will not allow somebody to do that. Trust me, I have allowed others to push me further than I would normally let people push me when coming from a state of love and acceptance. And it was only because of the environment that they got away with it once. And it's happened more than once. But it's because of who I am and how I feel about other people. Trust me, you forgive, but you don't forget. And they become the anchor. Okay, so what anchors you? You're driving down the road and somebody tailgating you, and they're right on your butt in your car. And they're right there. What emotional state of being do you go into? Oh, they must be in a hurry. I should pull out of the way and let them get to the hospital where they need to do surgery on somebody to save somebody's life. Or do you start tapping your brakes? Get off my back. And then you change your state and all of a sudden you're road rage with them. What state of being are you in when you see flashing lights behind you? I hope everybody's okay. I'll get out of the way so this emergency vehicle can get past. Or, oh crap, am I speeding? What am I doing wrong? What state of being? These are anchors, right? Smells will anchor you. Cookies. What do you think of when you smell cookies? Wet dirt, rain, right? Texture. So there's anchors out there. I want to talk about this later, and I will teach you how to set anchors. I will. I'll teach you how to change the ones you have and set some new ones. So we'll talk about that tomorrow too. As you move through the day, things are going to happen to change your state. We talked about that. Relationships. I've had people. All right. So one more thing I want to touch on real quick. In your state of being, and as you move through today, I want you to try this too, okay? Your tone of voice. Your tone of voice has a lot to do with your state of being. Both it will change it for the worst or for the best. It comes from it, whether the worst or best, and it will affect others for the worst or for the best. Here's an example that I noticed a few months ago, okay? But it sticks in my head every time I turn on the faucet at home. I know it's my story, but here we go. In our kitchen, it takes a little bit for our hot water from the well to heat up. So I will turn the water on in the kitchen sink, turn it on hot, and let it run so that I can wash the dishes I make breakfast with. I get the sausage off of the pan and or the strawberries out of the bowl or whatever it is, and I need the warm water, the hot water to help achieve that in a better way. So I'll leave the water on and let it run, and I'll walk away. I'll turn it on, let it run, and I'll do other things because I can. So it's a good use of my time. Well, there was a time when my wife will come in and her tone of voice, she, bless her heart, she has a job where she has to police the actions of people who just don't get it. They don't get it. And bless her heart, without her there, and I don't care if the people that she works for hears this or not, if she wasn't there, that business would collapse. And so she's developed over these years a personality trait of policing things that she shouldn't need to worry about. Okay. But she does. Why? Because she cares. And why does she care? Because she knows that if she didn't do it, nobody else would do it. They don't get it. They don't catch it. After 4 or 5 years, they still don't freaking get it. And if she doesn't do it, it's going to go away. Okay. So what does she do to me? Why is the hot water on? Or why is it, or she'll turn it off. And my tone of voice was not what I would do now, but at the time it was, hey, I had that on for a reason. Why do you leave the water on? And now we're in a discussion, not an argument, but a discussion about the water. When my tone of voice and what state I was in at the time could have been, honey, I had that on to heat it up so that I could wash these dishes. Do you think she'd have responded differently? I think so. She does now. Why? Because I'm washing the dishes, and she likes that. I know, because of the way you speak, right? And not only did it change her state immediately to give validity to her policing action, it changed my state, because now I'm not looking at this beautiful woman who has changed my life for the better in a way that I just want to hug and kiss her, right? Or hold her and do things for her. But now I got to explain myself and prove myself and teach to her why I'm right in the situation. State of being, right? All right. So your tone of voice will dictate your state, other state, and it will come from the state that you're in. So if you try to move from a position of love, a position of caring, knowing that what you're doing is going to create value for others and yourself as well, let's try that today, okay? If you've got a new challenge or a new job or a new position or a new situation, before you move into the day, even if you have an old job or something you've done forever, start your day. If not today, if you're listening to this later, do it tomorrow. I hate that word, tomorrow. Do something today to move you in the direction of the goal that you're setting today, but you can start the actions tomorrow of living in a state of abundance, of happiness, of positivity, of love. Give love a chance. And that quote comes from a song I'm learning for one of the bands that I get to sing with right now. Remember Under Pressure, David Bowie and Queen, or I don't know if it's all of Queen or not, but David Bowie and Freddie Mercury. We get to sing that song. I think we're going to put that song in there, and it's a great song because we have 2 singers in this band, 2 male singers. He does, half the show. I do half the show. We kind of mix back and forth. Lonnie, and the band is Arena Rock, Detroit, and I get to sing, like I told you before, Styx, in Kansas, in Journey, of course, but Elton John, and now Queen, and it's a lot of fun. Give love a chance, right? Why can't we give it a chance? Last thing today, knowledge is not power. Knowledge is potential power. Knowledge is trumped every day by execution. Let me say that again. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is potential power. Knowledge is trumped every day by execution. Do not set out to learn about things. Set out to learn things about you that you can put into action. I hope you're learning from this. I'm definitely learning by sharing, and I go back over things that I've known for years, and now they're new again. So I love it. Thank you so much. If you like what we're doing, and I hate to sound, like all the other YouTube channels, but hey, that's what we're doing. If you like this, share it with other people, okay? help me out, help us out. I would like to continue doing this. Share it, have them subscribe to the channel so that we have our channel grows and we can share with more people. Give me advice on what you would like to hear or things in private if you want to. Let me know what you're thinking. And it doesn't have to be live. You can do this all the time. I had somebody ask me, they didn't know that they could comment. Yeah, you can comment. And not only can you comment, you can find me on Facebook. You can talk to me on Messenger. I'm pretty easy to find. If you call my phone number, if you find the phone number and you call it, leave me a message because I'm probably teaching, but talk to me. I'll get back on it. Okay, so last thing today, I'm leaving you with, knowledge is not power. Knowledge is potential power. Knowledge gets trumped every day by execution. Execute. All right? So I love you very much. Good morning, Sarah. I love you too. I get to teach. Mr. Larson's here working on his black belt. I will be live tonight for the martial arts, and I'll come back with my fitness challenge. Got some new things that are happening. I'm going to share those with you about the 900 sit-ups I was going to do yesterday and how that felt at around 780. We'll talk about it. Yeah. So execute. Are you ready? On your mark, get set, go.